Hi, my name's Benjamin Jones and I'm from the School of History here at the Australian National University, and I'm joined by Professor Paul Pickering, who is the inaugural director of a wonderful new initiative here called the Australian Studies Institute. So thanks for joining me, Paul, and can I start with a very basic question? What is the Australian Studies Institute?
Well, thanks, Ben. It's a great pleasure to talk to you. ANU is undergoing its 70th anniversary this year. Its founding legislation committed the university to studying the great issues of the world from an Australian perspective. ANU does more of that research than pretty much anywhere else, and yet we've never had an Australian Studies Institute. This is designed for us to provide a platform to share our research with global partners, to encourage them to work with us, to join conversations globally, to encourage global engagement.
That's exciting. And I know one of the key elements is going to be this transformation map. So can you explain, firstly, what a transformation map is and also how this particular one is going to work?
Sure, Ben. Well, it took me a while to catch up with what a transformation map is. A transformation map that we've worked on with the World Economic Forum was committed by our Vice-Chancellor Brian Schmidt at a meeting in Davos last year. If you go onto the World Economic Forum website, you'll get access to the transformation map, which links all countries and issues around the globe. But until now, Australia didn't have an active map. It does now. What happens is if you click on the map, you will get a brief description of Australia. It will also link you to a huge number of issues that are relevant to Australia. If you click on those, that will connect you up with all the other participants in the map who are working on that issue. The important thing for scholars working on Australia is that it connects their research to the research of others. You can list yourself as an expert, you can list your projects on the map. It is not just something that's open to ANU academics. We want everyone who's working on Australian studies to join in the map, which is just an extraordinarily powerful communication tool to create these partnerships.
And a key part of the Institute's program is called Australia and the World. And I know you've chosen those words very strategically, and it's Australia and the world, not Australia in the world.
Sure.
Can you just elaborate a bit on the rationale there?
Again, it goes back in part to the mission of the university. In our strategic plan for the next 5 years, we've embraced what I think is a really bold and exciting initiative in global engagement. And fundamental to that is the establishment of an institute, but it's also recommitting to our foundational role. As I mentioned, we do so much work from history to politics, international relations, to public policy, to flora and fauna in Australia, and we're wanting to connect people working on Australian studies to people working elsewhere in the world to create new conversations.
So if an academic is watching this video now and they could be in Asia or North America or Europe or wherever, if they're either interested in Australia or interested in doing a transnational study that involves Australia, what would be some practical steps they could take to make use of this wonderful new institute?
Sure. Well, we've already developed really good partnerships in Asia, in Europe, in America, in South America, and in India. These partnerships will grow exponentially. If you want to get involved, it's as simple as following us on Twitter, looking on the Facebook page, looking at our web page, emailing us, and we'll simply connect you up through our website and our database to all those others who are working on Australian studies.
And will there be fellowship opportunities for those who might want to come here from around the world?
Yes, we're about to launch a competitive fellowship program to bring people from working in Australian studies to the ANU. and we want to develop partnerships to send ANU academics out to those places where work is being done. Again, it's about creating conversations.
And just finally, I know you've been working behind the scenes for many years to make this Australian Studies Institute a reality. Why is it so important to you personally, and what are you looking forward to seeing over the next few years?
My own work, Ben, has been positioning Australia as part of a global network, a transnational Anglophone world, if you like. And I see that as important in promoting the study of Australia, but not just in and of itself, but as part of a global development. I think Australian history, Australian politics, public policy, science has got a lot to say in global conversations, but we've got to get out there to say it. We've got to adopt a global perspective, and that's what I'm hoping that, well, I'm convinced that this Australian Studies Institute will do.
And we need cutting-edge new technologies like this transformation map. It sounds great, Paul. And if you would like more information on the Australian Studies Institute, please visit the website, look out for the broadcasts, and also you can follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and there'll be information and links to all of those in the box below. Thank you.